Blizzard Entertainment is making a new IP. This is the first new IP that Blizzard Entertainment has made since Overwatch. Yeah, so Bill Gates is already working his magic here. That's where we're at. So I'm going to go ahead and explain pretty much what happened here. So Blizzard is making a new survival game. Blizzard is making a new IP. This is not a derivative of World of Warcraft. This is not derivative of fucking anything. Anything really. Like, it's a brand new IP. And to be honest, guys, like, we haven't had one of these ever since Overwatch. And I think that Overwatch on release, Overwatch as a game, pretty good. Pretty good game. Like, not in a great state right now, and it hasn't been in many great states in the past. But on release, I think that it was a fun game. Overwatch is a fun game. So let's go ahead and read the press release, and we'll see what they've got to say. Blizzard is embarking on our next quest. We are going on a journey to a whole new universe. Home to a brand new survival game for PC and console. This is very reassuring for me. Right now, if you want to make a game that really has, it's got legs, you know, it's got, you know, scope, it's got broad mass appeal, the game has to be for console as well. Because there's just so many other games that do it now, it becomes a point of difference now, to the point where if you do, it's more that it's not that you do have it as a plus, it's that you don't have it as a minus. So it's a good thing. Yeah, more Switch games, Xbox. No, it's not going to be an Xbox exclusive. I doubt it. It's not really in their best interest for that. Place full of heroes we have yet to meet, stories yet to be told, adventures yet to be lived. A vast realm of possibility waiting to be explored. Every story needs a teller, and every world needs builders. What if that could be you? For 30 years, Blizzard has been creating universes for millions of players around the globe. This requires a diverse team of developers willing to lend their voices, to listen and to be heard. That is our mission. Do you like survival games? Do you want to join a collaborative team of experienced developers at the early stage of a new project in a new world and help write the next chapter in Blizzard's story? This is your call to adventure. Will you answer it? This does seem like a legitimate thing. I think that Jason Schreier, I believe that's his name, this new survival game, this is what he said about it. And I do trust this guy. I do. He makes, like, he's not wrong enough to have a reputation for being wrong. So that's pretty good, right? I mean, that's pretty fucking good, especially for journalism. So, for what it's worth, even the most disgruntled Blizzard employees rave about this game/team. So, yeah, it looks like he's saying that what he's heard about the game is really good. And I think that that's a good sign for sure. I mean, he's not paid by Blizzard. If he was, they should fire him because he put out so much bad shit about him during the whole thing. So, I mean, yeah, this is a completely unbiased opinion. The games industry typically reserves big announcements for events like E3, but today, 2 of them happened via blogs. Respawn making a new Star Wars, Blizzard developing a new IP, which showcases a potential sea change in marketing and how difficult it is to recruit. Well, I think that there's a lot of that for sure, because, like, here's an interesting question. Who the fuck would want to work at Blizzard right now? Like, that's not what, like, who would want to do that? And so, like, obviously there are people that do. Listen, Blizzard is getting applications every single day, and it doesn't matter what happens. But really what you're talking about is quality applications. And whenever you have a bad reputation, Bobby Kotick actually said that he complained about this because he said every time that he went on a date, after the date, the girl would go home and Google him, and then she wouldn't want to go on another date. So, like, this is kind of what happened to Bobby. So, like, the odds are the same shit happens with Blizzard. So, and like, that makes sense, right? It does kind of make sense. But it is what it is. I actually think this is a good decision for Blizzard. I really do think this game is a really good vertical for Blizzard to exist in with survival games. And I want to talk about why. And I'm going to go through some of the survival games that are on Twitch and some other survival games that are popular and talk about the points of difference and the reasons why I think that survival games are really good for Blizzard to get into. Blizzard has always been, historically, not an innovator. Blizzard is actually not an innovator. Blizzard is a perfecter. Blizzard takes an existing idea and they make it better. They did that with World of Warcraft. They did not innovate and create the idea of MMOs, but they took MMOs and they made the best one. With Overwatch, I've never liked TFT, right? So it's hard to say, but I think Overwatch is a innovation on FPS, and I think that the way that Overwatch plays, like, balance is bad, yes, but the game fundamentally is good. Diablo was new, but it was not, because people said there were other games as well. Warcraft 3, and just like the Warcraft original series, was also, there were other RTS games at the time. Same with Starcraft, Starcraft 2. Starcraft 2 was not that innovative. It really wasn't. But it was really fucking good. And that's the thing. And the thing with Heroes of the Storm, listen to this, right? Blizzard tried to innovate on Heroes on MOBA, but they tried to do it and they failed. That's the truth. But Blizzard at least took the perspective that they should take, where you go into something and you basically do the same thing but better. The truth is, with Heroes of the Storm, Blizzard was like 3 years late. I feel like if Heroes of the Storm had released in 2012, 2013, maybe even a little bit before then, it would be great. I feel like it would probably be up here at the top, maybe. But the problem is that they came into a market that was already saturated. Everybody had already played League of Legends for so long, and like, the game isn't bad enough for people to quit to play another game, right? That's just what it is. Also, look at Hearthstone. Hearthstone's one of the most popular and most played games right now on Twitch. And Hearthstone, like, what is Hearthstone? It's a card battler. Do you think nobody's done this before? Like, many games have done, many developers have done this before. We've had Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, other online games. Like, yeah, absolutely. So they didn't really take this brand new, oh wow, super innovative idea. It wasn't fucking innovative at all. It was just the same thing but better. Simpler, easier to use, more clean. So what does this mean for a survival game that is made by Blizzard? I'm thinking that if you look at the survival games that are out right now, Rust, would you call Rust a survival game? I would say it's 50-50 survival FPS. You have games like Icarus, right? These are more of these survival games. And I think that there is a huge market for people that want to play survival games, but there has never been a survival game that's been released that really has Ark. Yeah, look at Ark. Ark is fucking garbage. That's one of the worst games I've ever played in my entire life. The first alpha of Warlords of Draenor played better than Ark did on the best day ever. Ark is the worst game I have ever played. I'm not kidding. I've seen the way that it plays. It is literal fucking garbage. And the truth is that people still play it. And you know why? Because they want a game that plays like that, that's good. And Blizzard, to be honest, always makes games that play well. World of Warcraft still plays well. Heroes of the Storm played well. Overwatch plays extremely well. Diablo 3 played well, minus the desync and shit. Like, that was a little bit different with that one. Yes, it does play well. What you guys are confusing balance and design with game feel. What I'm saying is that Blizzard has mastered game feel. They have mastered it so well that I feel like they are a step ahead of almost every single other developer. So the game feel from a Blizzard survival game, I think, has a lot of fucking potential. I think if there was any other type of, any genre for Blizzard to go into, any genre, I cannot think of a better genre than survival. And that's the truth. Warcraft Refunded? I mean, they didn't make that game. Like, another developer made that game. I can fucking RPG? No, they already have an RPG. They have World of Warcraft. They don't need to make another RPG. They don't need to. Valheim? Yeah, Valheim was extremely popular. People love Valheim. The problem with Valheim is that they ran out of content. Like a lot of us, a lot of us would probably still be playing Valheim if there was consistent content being released regularly, but there's not, because it's a small studio and they have their own specific vision of how they want to make the game. So that's fine, right? We'll come back to it later. But what I'm saying is that there are a lot of people out there that are looking for that Valheim experience. They're looking for that Rust Sunset experience where they're out in the dark and they're, you know, a stranger in a strange land. They don't know if they're going to get shot or not. The Icarus is the same thing. I haven't played it a whole lot, but I think it's good. Let's look at one of the survival games, 7 Days to Die. Where's 7 Days to Die? 7 Days to Die. I want you guys to look at how much of a piece of shit this game is. This is probably one of the worst games I've ever seen. I had an old girlfriend, an ex-girlfriend, that wanted me to play this game. And I killed myself on purpose every single time that we played this game, so I could just sit there and AFK and watch her play, because it was so unpleasant. I hated this fucking game so much. This game makes PUBG look good. Literal fucking garbage. Like, so basically what I'm saying here is that almost all of the survival games are fucking terrible. Like, they are unoptimized, they're rudimentary, they're not fully realized. It looks like, I think that's a really good way to say it, right? I saw somebody kind of say this in chat. It looks like survival games have not progressed past 2013. Like, there's no survival game besides maybe Icarus that I've seen recently that has progressed past 2013. And this is where Blizzard can come in and catch a capital W. Like, this is a capital W opportunity. It could also be, I mean, let's be honest. Blizzard, recently, they've been having, like, capital, boldface, italic, underscore, all the Photoshop effects selected, L's. It's really big, like 72-point font, L's. Like a massive L's and ratios. They fell off, you could even say. And the fact is that, Blizzard's fucked up a lot of games recently. They fucked up World of Warcraft. They fucked up Overwatch. Overwatch is a joke now. They fucked up... See, the thing is, like, I think about Diablo, but, like, they fucked up Diablo for so long that people don't even think about it anymore. Like, Starcraft 2, whatever happened to Starcraft 2? It's like, you remember Warcraft 3 Reforged? Do you remember how players in World of Warcraft kept always asking, man, when are we going to get Reforging back? Blizzard, please bring back Reforging. After Warcraft 3 Reforged came out, I never saw a single fucking post ever in World of Warcraft ever asking for Reforging. That's how fucking bad it was. Is it just the same name? Nope. That's it. So yeah, and I'm not wrong. I'm actually not fucking wrong about that. So, like, here's the thing. Survival games is a place where there has been little to no innovation, I believe, for many years. A lot of the content that these games have is very bare bones. Some of these survival games, look at this garbage. Some of these survival games, you know what they do? They make Ark look like a finished product. Do you know how scary that is? Like, that's so bad. That's horrible. Conan is pretty great though, but it's really not. Conan is not that good. Like, it is. There's a lot of times, like, what I'm saying is that these games do not play well. None of these survival games, besides maybe Rust, in my opinion. I have not played a lot of Icarus, however, so you can correct me if I'm wrong there. Many of these survival games do not play well. They are janky as a motherfucker. They are so fucking janky. So that's the thing, and that's the place where Blizzard can really innovate. Now, I've said before, I love Rust. I think that Rust is one of the best games pretty much ever. I think it's... I love it. I love the game. Every time there's a new server that like maybe Abe makes a new server, there's a new Twitch streamer server, I will always be on that server. I think it's a fun game, and I think it's a great game for YouTube content. Twitch content kind of sucks, but for my second channel, that's fucking perfect, because you guys are used to watching shitty games. So here's the thing. Hey, whenever shit resets? Yeah, sure. Anyway, point that I'm making here is that these types of games, they need innovation. And not just innovation, and actually, I don't even know if really the word is innovation. Like, let me take that back. Not innovation. They need polish. And I think Blizzard can do that. I genuinely do. And I think that if this game comes out and it's bad, it will be exclusively because of the mechanics and not because of optimization, polish, or jankiness. That's what I think. Because that is the one thing that Blizzard generally has done well all this time. Hopium? Well, there's no hopium with this at all. Like, in a way, I have a vested interest because it's a game I want to play. Yeah, sure, whatever. But, like, if this game sucks, like, who cares, right? I mean, I just go and play something else. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's all it really comes down to. The first AAA dev to do this. Yeah, and that's another factor, too, is that a lot of survival games are made by indie developers. Blizzard is a AAA developer. Yeah, I would say that Breath of the Wild is not. I would call it an RPG. I feel like there's a lot of inroads. You know, you've got some games that are. It's like, oh, is this a survival game? Is it an FPS? Is it a a world building game? Is it an RPG? It's really kind of hard to say. Open world game, like where does it really lie? But I think Blizzard can succeed with this. There is a universe in which they actually produce a W. Now, will we see that universe? Let's be honest. Their recent history indicates no. I think that for a lot of you guys out there, here's the truth. A lot of you guys remember about back in the early 2000s where Blizzard quality wasn't a meme, it was a fucking promise. And every game that Blizzard came out with was the best game in that genre. A lot of us are pissed off because that hasn't really been the case recently. And they're going to have to earn people like you, people like me even a little bit. They're going to have to earn this trust back. They're going to have to earn that quality expectation back. Will this do it or not? It's hard to say. But I'm really glad to see it happening. And again, one person who's a bit of an insider, Jason Schreier, said that even people that don't like Blizzard say the game looks good and the team is good for this game. So that's reassuring to a degree. Blizzard's a dead corpse, no old devs left. So stop hopium? Good, no old devs left. Good. Those old devs used to be young devs that made good games. They didn't make bad games until they were fucking old devs. Good, need some new fucking people in there. What do you think, you can have the same guy do it forever? Here's the truth, right? Is that like you have, like, I think it's really important to get fresh faces and that new sense of inspiration. Like new blood, like bring new people in. Like you can't just have the same old guy doing it over and over and over. Now, like to the extent, like, I mean, there are some that this works with, right? Like Miyazaki. Miyazaki's been making games for a long time. They're really fucking good. I mean, like, there's other people as well, absolutely. But there's something to be said for getting that fresh perspective from somebody who grew up playing these games and has that drive that where they want to make the best game. This isn't a job to them. This is like a point of fulfillment. And I think people get older, and it's harder to hold on to that. It's nothing against them. It's just what happens. A calling, yeah. It's an art to them. So I think that it's a good thing that there are new people coming in. And I think with hopefully Microsoft's leadership and the new Blizzard leadership, they can really make a good game. That's what I think. How long do you think this has been in production for? Probably 2 years. If I had to guess, probably 2 years. And I think we'll probably see a beta for this maybe about next year. Probably next year, maybe Christmas season, so they can try to get a pre-order out of it. This year, Christmas season, so they can maybe get a pre-order out of it. That's what I'm assuming. 2 years, really? No way, Omegawall? No. The thing is, like, this is like one factor, right? Is that these games take a really long time to develop. And what I'm saying is that, like, since the inception of the idea of this game, I feel like that probably happened 2 years ago. Maybe a year and a half. But I doubt that it's been in the last year. Now, I could be wrong. But these types of things take a long time to happen. I mean, think about how long changes for WoW take to happen. This is a whole new fucking IP. The odds are, if you know anything about Blizzard, this has been taking a long fucking time. Yeah, it's 5 years away. I don't think it's 5 years away. I really don't think so. I think this is probably a 2-year thing. We'll see something legitimate here in 2 years. Yeah, we'll see a game. Like maybe 3, but I would guess 2. I think that Blizzard knows, and this is just the truth, I think Blizzard knows that they need to make a really good game. And I feel like they're probably going to invest a lot into this because, as I said before, I think that the market is very weak. The market for this is very, very, very weak. And Blizzard can really come in here and do something big. It probably started after the Valheim hype, to be honest. There's a good chance of that. There is, and that could have started it. Absolutely, you're right. Because I bet, like, I mean, the truth is, a lot of the people at Blizzard probably played Valheim. And like, if you're a game dev, like, that's probably shit that you do. You're like, okay, I'm going to try out this game. Everybody likes the game. Like, of course. You probably, to some degree, game devs probably like video games. So they played it, and they might have thought it was really good. And there it is. Curious how the Microsoft acquisition will affect this project, good or bad. I talked about the Microsoft thing many times. I'm going to say the same thing I've said before. Can't get worse, right? That's the main thing that I would fucking say. Yeah, can't get worse. Basically, like, we put out new merch about as often as I change my pants. And so I got the new merch as well. Look at this. So I got this. Merch looks awesome. I'm glad. I'm really glad that people like it. I think that it looks good too. Honestly, like, I'm happy with it. There's a few little things that we've been talking about we're going to change, like, definitely 100%. But for the most part, it's good. I'm happy. There it is. How's the material? To me, the way that something feels is really important. Like, if something feels good, I will like it. If it does not feel good, I will not like it. So the feel of something is really important to me.